You know, there is just something truly special about stumbling upon an older character mod that not only still works, but also has a set of very unique perks too. And Woad here is no exception. Heck, the Flowerchild is so old in fact that she predates the survivor that her mechanics seem based on by many years, so perhaps she's the OG lover of nature after all. Seriously, it's honestly pretty wild how much of Wormwood is in Woad, but Woad came well before Wormwood back in 2014, which is only a year after Don't Starve's initial release, folks. But Zopher PM is who brings Woad to us here today, and who knows, maybe their work was indeed what led to our Plant Boy 2 eventually. But from never before seen or even heard of perks to an all-around challenging experience, it's time for Woad to sprout her wings once again. But what makes her challenging, you ask? Well, let us just say that it would be easier to list the ways that she isn't a challenge character at the end of the day. As right off the bat, you will notice that Woad rests at a measly 100 hunger, 120 sanity, and 100 health respectively, which is about as below average one could get unless you're playing Wes. But hold up, Beard, why does it seem like that hunger is dropping fast? What gives? Good eye, friends. Woad also loses hunger 33% faster than all other survivors, however even that is but the half of it. For you see, what is a challenge character without a little tweak to their diets? Woad here is a vegan and will absolutely refuse to deal with meat in darn near any capacity, even if all it's doing is lying on the flippin' ground. Interestingly enough, most meat foods in the game have a negative sanity aura to them as Woad, and I can honestly say that this is a first. Negative sanity auras on literal food itself. Neat stuff. Oh, but yes, be prepared then to be eating lots of veggies and fruits, which will actually be limiting your crockpot variety here as this is solo Don't Starve, mind you. However, Woad will still eat sweets, so there you go. Eat up. But while she despises meat, she adores flowers, everyone. So much so that all flowers in the game will throw off a positive sanity aura that only gets stronger the closer Woad gets to them. Up to plus 25 per minute, as you can see. And she loves them so much that even evil flowers will provide a positive sanity aura of roughly 6.3 sanity per minute instead, although Woad will have to be a lot closer to said evil flowers to actually benefit from such a regeneration effect. Still, that's a rather nice change of pace, I'd say. To continue though, evil flowers will also grant roughly 1 sanity per pick instead of draining it like usual, and normal flowers will still do the same, only instead of 5 sanity per flower, things are going to drop to 2. And why is that, you ask? Well, because Woad here likes nature and hates seeing it destroyed around her. More on that later for sure, but note for now that Woad will gain 2 sanity back when actually restoring nature with pine cones, and a whopping 4 sanity if she is planting butterflies for flowers. Good stuff. But yes, if Woad herself kills or witnesses the death of an animal or felling of a tree, she will lose 15 sanity instantly. Not great, but this love for the animal/plant world goes well beyond that. In fact, her pacifist nature also means that most, if not all weapons in the game come with a sanity drain when held, and if said weapon happens to be made via an animal or their parts, said drain is even bigger. And I like this. I like this a lot. Mostly because we have never seen anything like it before. And the cool thing is that it extends to clothing and armor as well. Most armors and gear will drain a teensy tiny bit of sanity. But if said thing is a long dead animal hide, you better hide it from Woad if you know what I mean. All that said, it's not all bad, as anything flower related will actually increase their ability to regenerate sanity, so a garland or perhaps a pretty parasol could be a go-to as Woad here. but good luck. Honestly though, you might not actually need it beyond combats. For you see, for all the drains you will be experiencing, you won't be having to worry about the ones from dusk or night, as Woad loses 33% less sanity over all other survivors come that time. Not bad, but it gets even better. Woad also loses 50% less sanity from all negative sanity auras in the entire game, including for monsters and big bads like Deerclops. See, just avoid some meat and killing some animals and you'll be fine. But another benefit to highlight is Woad's built-in insulation come the summer heat. Woad refuses to wear shoes, therefore she will stay far, far cooler than all other survivors during that time, and it's not even close actually. By the time the others are already sweltering, Woad is barely thinking about maybe cooling off, if you know what I mean. So take advantage. Oh, and while the mod page itself says that this very mechanic should lead to less winter insulation as a drawback, it appears that that mechanic is dumb broken at the moment, and Woad will freeze just like all the rest of them. So don't mind any of it. Though you should mind the rest of her mechanics here, as you might have forgotten that she was supposed to be a challenge character after all that. But trust me, she will be. For one thing, she will deal 33% less damage overall with literally everything in the game, so when you do have to defend yourself, you're at yet another disadvantage. For another, she hates science and learning new things. And no, I'm not kidding. Woad will suffer from a big-time sanity drain from science and alchemy machines while learning and crafting anything new, and I mean like anything new at all, will instantly drain 15 sanity a pop. Not good. Not good at all. Oh, and magic stations are not safe either. However, Woad does sort of think that they're kinda cool, so both a Prestidigitator and Shadow Manipulator will only drain 20 sanity per minute instead of 50. Still not good, but it is better. But the final nail in the coffin is this. If and when you do revive yourself in Solo Don't Starve, a process that is way harder to do than it is in Don't Starve Together, mind you, your maximum health will drop by 20 points, and from what I can tell, it's gonna stay that way forever. So then, don't die. And there you have it, everyone. Woad, the Flowerchild for Don't Starve. I randomly spotted her the other day, and after a very brief overview, I just knew I couldn't let her wilt away in the pages of history out there in the workshop. So I am very glad to have given her the spotlight here today. Thanks again, Zopher PM, for a really neat character who perhaps never left her beta form, yet still provided a plethora of very awesome interwoven perks that I myself have never even heard of before today. Toss in the fact that he did most of her other mechanics before Clay even thought of them, and I'd say Woad here deserves her place in the history books instead. But thanks for watching, folks. Well wishes to all, preserve some nature yourself, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.